You can count on us.
Your choice of potatoes, 5-pound bag, only $4.49. Fresh certified Angus beef, high round roast, only $5.99 per pound. Grace corned beef, 12-ounce tin, only $3.49. Rango pasta sauce, 24-ounce jar, hot price, only $2.79. Old-time honey wheat sliced bread, 20-ounce loaf, hot price of only $3.99. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, February 1st. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. A second man has been arrested in connection to that brawl at the bus terminal Monday morning. The man, who is 18 years old and was also injured as a result, has been booked and placed on police bail pending the investigation. You'll recall a 20-year-old man being arrested earlier this week after he was treated and discharged from hospital. He too has been released on police bail. Witnesses and anyone with information about this incident should dial the Criminal Investigation Department on 247-1744. Well, former Premier Dr. Ewart Brown moves to clear the air on his relationship with recently resigned Minister of Sport Zane De Silva, and how that relationship may have influenced Mr. De Silva's decision to return to the government backbenches. Dr. Brown explained the situation in an interview with Gary Moreno, in which he also addresses his suggestion that government may revisit the fees for diagnostic imaging services.
Your very good friend, Mr. Zane De Silva, has resigned as a member of cabinet over this situation. It's been suggested that perhaps you were trying to get him to lobby on your behalf to the government, and it didn't quite work out that way, and so he was asked to resign. Can you shed any light on any of this for us?
No, I can't. I can only tell you that that last part is untrue. He was not asked to resign. That part I know. The rest of it you'll have to go to Zane about.
And you didn't ask him to lobby on your behalf?
No, I didn't ask him to lobby. He didn't have to. I didn't have to. Zane is my friend, and he knows the value of this business. And he and a number of others, he wasn't the only one, spoke up in support. There's nothing wrong with supporting a good idea, and there's nothing wrong with supporting your former leader. Nothing at all.
If it is that the government were able to, as you say, they're going to be reviewing their figures coming up. We actually have the budget coming up on the 16th of February. Have you been approached or asked for any assistance in perhaps coming up with a solution to this in terms of arriving at a proper cost for this service?
Well, no, I have received communication, but I'm not to discuss the contents, but I'm confident, that's what makes me confident, that somewhere in the near future that there may be a solution.
Have you been given any assurances?
No.
What do you think is going to take? You keep saying that there has to be cuts across the board, it has to be a level playing field.
No, that's what I would recommend. Yeah, I would recommend that if you're going to cut a system in which there are more than 150 providers, that you don't focus on one in order to make sure that you get the savings.
Colonel David Birch, the Minister for Public Works, today advised that his meeting yesterday with union leaders and the executive of Public Works went extremely well. The Colonel reported progress on 3 areas of concern: staffing, vehicles, and spare parts. The new protocols going forward will include regular meetings between Quarry and Marsh Folly staff members. Jean Atherton, the opposition leader, says she supports any new legislation to reduce the number of traffic deaths, but urges the government to first tackle drug abuse, which majorly contributes to the problem. Further, the OBA leader tells our Mike Sharp that there must be more clarity as to what has caused the garbage collectors' work to rule.
One, I wanted to thank the minister as well as the other stakeholders who have been bringing this epidemic to the attention of the people of Bermuda. And I say epidemic because it is affecting all of us. We know people who have been killed. We know people whose families have been affected by it. And it's something which the community needs to understand that's important. It's a national issue. And therefore, I wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that I and my colleagues in the One Bermuda Alliance support the minister's efforts, and we will do anything that we can in our power to make sure that the legislation that needs to be brought to the Parliament so that we can introduce road sobriety testing, whatever we can do, that we will make sure that it happens, because it's important. The lives are being lost, families are being affected, and more importantly, especially when it's been indicated that many of the people that have died have been related to either alcohol or drug use, and therefore it means that we have to try and address the issues of the root cause, and that's why I believe the community has to think about that, and it's important.
Another topical issue right now, obviously, is garbage and trash collection and the work to rule by the workers.
Well, I think everybody in Bermuda has been affected by it, in the East and in the West, and sometimes you hear about it happening in the East and you think it's not happening in the West. It's been island-wide. And so I know that I live in the West, and there has been a bit of movement up there. I know the minister had said it wouldn't happen overnight, so what we have to look at is how quickly can we get back and see the change. More importantly, I think we have to be able to get clarity on what the minister said with respect to the cause and what had been said by one of the union leaders as to a different cause. And so, but I'm more interested from the health perspective and saying Bermudians need to make sure that they understand that what the situation is so that they can manage it.
And a reminder that starting at 8 o'clock tonight, we will be airing a special one-hour show focusing on how we can tackle the gang violence problem. It airs on ZBM TV 9, and we'll see our Gary Moreno interviewing National Security Minister Wayne Keynes and Gang Violence Reduction Coordinator Pastor Leroy Bean. So don't miss it. It all starts at 8 o'clock.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
At Big Savings Zone, we believe your children deserve a happy space to call their own, full of color and excitement, where their imagination can take flight from fun to functional. We have a delightful selection of kids' furniture built with the same quality that you've come to know and trust at our everyday low prices. Create a room that your little ones will love only at Big Savings Zone. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Located in the Commercial Park, Southside, St. David's. Call 297-4440 or click BigSavingZone.com. Big Savings Zone, making your house a home.
Are you required to take one or more medications daily but have a hard time remembering when to take them? Does your family fear you may end up in the hospital because you often forget to take your meds? Or are you a caregiver looking for a time management tool designed to make your medication routine effortless? The Phoenix Stores can help. With an MDS blister pack, a multi-dose packaging system that makes it easier to manage and take your medication. Each MDS blister pack contains medications for the week and is pre-packed, sealed, and labeled by a pharmacist. Prescriptions grouped by the day and the time of day you should take them, whether at breakfast, lunch, dinner, or bedtime. Plus, to ensure you're covered, each pack includes detailed, personalized instruction. Take confidence in knowing you're using your medications as the doctor planned. Visit the Phoenix Stores to chat with the pharmacist and get your MDS blister pack today. The Phoenix Stores, for a better life.
A 20-year-old man today appeared before the Supreme Court charged with wounding and using an imitation firearm with the intention of robbery, among other charges. And 2 men are indicted on charges for possessing almost $2.5 million worth of drugs. Here are the details. 20-year-old Lawrence Smith pleaded guilty to wounding a 28-year-old man with intent to do grievous bodily harm, assault with intent to rob that man, and assault with intent to rob using an imitation firearm while being concerned with others not before the court. Smith also pleaded not guilty to having a knife in a public place on Lighthouse Road in Southampton. The accused is alleged to have committed these offenses on December 19th last year. He further denies taking a motorcycle and driving dangerously on Khyber Heights Road in Warwick by colliding into a police car on December 18, 2017. Justice Charles Etta Simmons set a trial date for April 30th, and Smith was remanded into custody. Over in Magistrates Court, 41-year-old Jamal Robinson of Warwick was charged with possessing the drugs heroin, ecstasy, cocaine, cannabis, and cannabis resin with intent for supply on May 11th last year. He was also charged with possessing drug equipment, namely a grinder and digital scale, as well as $2,000 cash from the proceeds of crime on the same date. Separately, 40-year-old Isaiah Ijikami of Sands was charged with possessing cannabis resin with intent for supply and $373 cash from the proceeds of crime on May 11th. He also was charged with having $3,000 cash from the proceeds of crime on May 12th. Both defendants were not required to enter a plea at this stage, as these matters are indictable and must be heard in the Supreme Court. Senior Magistrate Juan Wolf granted the pair bail and ordered them to surrender their travel documents to the court. Elsewhere, 35-year-old Warwick resident John Glasgow was fined over $3,000 for traffic offenses while disqualified from driving. The court heard how Glasgow refused to stop for police when caught speeding at 57 km. Police flashed lights for him to stop, but he continued on, and one officer jumped out of the way to avoid being hit. Officers continued to pursue him, but chasing him became too dangerous. There was evidence that the driver was disqualified from driving, and he was later presented with tickets at his home in Warwick a few days later. Apologizing to the court, Glasgow explained that he made an error in judgment and chose to drive only to go and help his girlfriend who was in trouble. He asked Senior Magistrate Wolf not to send him to prison as he is a single father. However, Magistrate Wolf replied, "Everyone has this come to Jesus moment afterwards. Why didn't you think about that before you jumped in the car?" Glasgow admitted to speeding, dangerous driving, failing to stop for police, and driving whilst disqualified. He must pay $3,100 and is banned from driving all vehicles for 3 years to commence once his current disqualification expires in September. Today marked a special day for teachers around the island who are gearing up for big projects that will culminate next year. The Bermuda Union of Teachers, the island's oldest trade union, today marked its 99th anniversary. Troy Trott spoke with Michael Charles, the union's general secretary, ahead of an event that started this evening in which all of their activities were unveiled.
This is the beginning of events that leads up to our 100th anniversary in 2019. We have a number of events that will be taking place during this year, between now and then, and we look forward to a really active year as the BUT counts down towards its 100th anniversary. Tomorrow evening at Gosling's we celebrate what we call a soiree. It's a 1920s soiree where we expect our members to dress in 1920s dress, and we expect to have, and this is for fun. We like to entertain our members and members of the public to come and enjoy an evening of fun and games with us. We have another cocktail social in March at the Lauren at Pink Beach, and we have a golf tournament at the Fairmont Southampton in April. We have a high tea which our female teachers celebrate in April, and we have a centenary production which is going to be at the Earl Cameron Theatre.
All of these functions are aimed at raising a lot of money by this time next year to support the education of students.
We want to raise, between now and then, with all the functions that we are giving, we want to raise enough money so that we can give, on that night, we can be able to give out $100,000 in scholarships to our students. And that is the aim of the union for all of the events that we are doing.
And what does it mean to be a teacher today? It's something that goes beyond the call of duty.
Why are teachers important in our society?
Teachers are the foundation of any society. We are not treated as such in most communities, but teachers are the foundation. And this is how this union was founded. As a matter of fact, if you look at the history, this union started in a graveyard, St. John's graveyard in 1919. One of our teachers, a young teacher, died. And in those days, when a teacher died, it was almost like a school dying, because and during the days of segregation, as you know, the black schools, there were no schools for black children. And therefore, these teachers took it upon themselves to educate the young black students. And there were 3 deaths, almost one right after the other. And this was really causing a problem among the teachers of that day.
For more information about the BUT events, call them on 292-6515. Well, we can expect a couple of showers late tomorrow night through to Saturday as a cold front rolls through, followed by strong winds and a severe drop in temperature. But let's first check in with the AccuWeather headquarters for the details.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and here we are, the first day of February, and while our temperatures have at least rebounded a touch today, we'll see temperatures slightly above normal for tomorrow, and then we'll cool down before warming back up once again. Looking at things toward the East Coast here, we do have a cold front, some showers of rain, and also some snow out there, and that cold front will be making progress to our direction as we head into late tomorrow and also into Saturday. But at this point, looking at the water vapor here, the yellows and the oranges indicate where we have that drier air. And if you look out toward the East Coast, as I mentioned, you'll start to see that frontal boundary out there, and that will be bringing us a little bit of rain and also some cooler temperatures as well. But right now, it is dry here across the island, and again, temperatures an improvement compared to where we were yesterday. Current temperatures right now across the island in the mid-60s or so. Humidity currently sitting at 60%. Winds are out of the southeast 5 to 10 knots. The water has cooled down just a couple of degrees, down to 65. The waves inside the reef 1 to 2 feet, and outside the reef we're looking at waves at 5 to 8 feet. So that has also improved quite a bit over the last couple of days. Now, as we head into tonight, temperatures not going to drop off too far from where they are right now. We'll be under partly cloudy skies, a low of 64 degrees, and once we get into the forecast for tomorrow, we will be ahead of that cold front, so winds will start to come in out of the south. That's going to help warm up our temperatures. We should be right around 68 degrees this time of year. We could top out near 70 degrees for tomorrow, so mild temperatures. You will notice increase in clouds throughout the day tomorrow, and then once we get into the late afternoon and evening hours, that's where the winds will pick up, and we'll also have a couple of showers around as well. So with this approaching cold front, we already do have a small craft warning. It goes into effect Friday night and carries into Saturday as well. I put it right up there for you. So a small craft warning late tomorrow into Saturday. The winds will be picking up. Conditions will be a little bit choppy out there on the water. Your tidal times here, high tide 1 at 9:14 tonight, and high tide 2 comes in just after 9:30 tomorrow morning. Hey, if you're doing any traveling, here's your getaway forecast. Temperatures are going to be cold throughout the East Coast. Places like New York and Boston will actually hit that temperature early on, and then temperatures will be plunging after that. So some colder air toward the East Coast. Not quite as cold here in our islands. Jamaica, 81 degrees. A couple of showers right now, and also some showers around Barbados with temperatures in the low 80s. Your extended forecast looks a lot worse than what it actually is. We will have a few opportunities for showers late Friday into Saturday here. The temperatures do drop off, and Sunday and Monday a hit or miss shower or two. Otherwise, temperatures will be warming up once again into early next week in the low 70s.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
The whole concept came from the collaboration with BF&M and the America's Cup. The Endeavour program is the legacy of the 35th America's Cup that was here in Bermuda in June. And we've continued the charity now operating in Bermuda. And going forward, we thought, what a great opportunity for children on the autism spectrum. And hence we actually developed the No Limits program. They really do benefit from this kind of outdoor experience, this environment. You know, just yesterday going off the east end of Bermuda, I mean, they wouldn't have done that. Not many children in Bermuda have done that. And just them learning to take control of a large bit of transportation that they're doing at that age, and they may never get that opportunity.
That's where you see the biggest progress is whether they were looking at their hand steering, now they're looking forwards and actually looking where they're going, because they've realized, oh, I know where my hand is. I can do this without looking at my hand.
We are so grateful for the Endeavor program and what it has done for the students on the autism spectrum.
It may be small in size, but the St. Luke's AME Church in St. David's is doing big things not only here in Bermuda, but as far away as South Africa, where it helps provide for children in need. And come tomorrow night, St. Luke's will be putting on a gospel concert from 7:30 p.m. at the Ruth Seton James Auditorium at the Cedar Bridge Academy. Pastor Milton Burgess, who shepherds the flock at St. Luke's, explained to us why the $30 you spend for the tickets to the event will be well worth it.
We're blessed to have some of Bermuda's finest gospel artists at 7:30 at Ruth Seton James Auditorium. The likes of Willett Birch, Last Call, Tiffany Fox, Cornerstone Mind Ministries, the Richard Allen Dancers, Veronica Darrell, John Wowich, Rakisha Benz. And that's just some of them. I think it's a few more that is going to be added as well. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful night.
What is this in aid of, if I might ask?
Churches throughout the island, as I understand, are going through some financial situations now. And to try to make ends meet, we're having this to help to subsidize some of the needs we have. Also, we are involved in Sister Joan Simmons' orphanage in South Africa. And every month we tie to their facility where we help to feed the children, to help to buy them clothes and books and whatever they may need. So this is part of the many ministries that we engaged in at St. Luke. I have to pay teachers' salaries and so forth. And not only South Africa, because many Bermudians will say, don't we have needs in Bermuda? Even though St. Luke is a small church, we are engaged in lots of outreach, food programs, clothing programs, trying to meet the total need of the person.
So again, just for the viewers, where are they able to get tickets and what time does the event kick off?
The tickets can be gotten from People's Pharmacy, Kitten Caboodle, 27th Century Music Box. So tickets are $30. And the advertisement is out there. People seem to be excited, and we are anticipating a wonderful, wonderful evening. And we're living in a time when people seem to be not only down and out, but up and out. You can be not only be in the bottom end of the stratosphere, but on the top end, and still be out. So hopefully this will be a blessing to all of Bermuda.
Turning now to sports news, Flora Duffy is named Women's Triathlete of the Year. Bermuda are in Group B of the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Finals, and Trey Mallory wins Junior Tennis Tournament in Florida. Earl Basin has the details and more in tonight's Sports Report.
Throughout the month of January, triathlon.org was highlighting some of the accomplishments of some of the athletes worldwide in the sport of triathlon. To end the month, they announced that Flora Duffy was crowned the Female Triathlete of the Year. Duffy will forever be known as one, if not the top, cyclist in triathlon world. However, over the last couple of seasons, Duffy has proved that her strength does not only lie in paddling alone. She has transitioned into one of the best overall triathletes, where she has excelled in all three disciplines of swim, bike, and run. With her WTS wins, 6 of them in 2017, and her second WTS World Crown, Duffy continues to be on fire in 2017, which only gets us more pumped up and excited for what can only be coming of 2018.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the all-new Boundary at Fairmount, Southampton, the West End's only sports bar. Catch all the action and enjoy smoked to perfection barbecue, beer, and other pub favorites. It's game on at Boundary.
CONCACAF conducted the draw for the 2018 CONCACAF Under-17 Women's Championship that will take place in Nicaragua April 19th through to the 29th at the CONCACAF headquarters last evening. Tournament host Nicaragua are seeded into Group A and will face Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Haiti. Group B seed and defending champions United States was joined by Costa Rica, Canada, and Bermuda. Bermuda Football Association's Technical Development Director Maurice Lowe summed up the draw this way.
It gives or puts a focus to our work now, so we can put faces, or at least a country's face, to our preparations, and so that helps in that regard, where we can be specific about what we're doing and who we're playing against. And like I said earlier, there's no shortcut to being a champion, and we're undeterred. So our goal remains the same, and our objective. So now we just know who we have to go through to make it a reality.
Key Wells was an unused substitute last evening as his teammate Sam Vokes denied struggling Newcastle a first Premier League win at St James Park since October as Burnley struck late to snatch a 1-1 draw. Trey Mallory was crowned the Broward Junior Tennis Boys Under-18 Singles Champion at the Coral Spring Level 7 tournament in Florida. Mallory defeated number 7 seed Chad Friedman in straight sets 6-2, 6-4 in their quarterfinal match. Mallory in his semifinal match will defeat John Chin in straight sets 6-4, 6-1. Mallory came from a set down in the final to defeat the number 1 seed Ariane Sin 5-7, 6-1, 10-6. Through the Bermuda Olympic Association, the Bermuda Rugby Football Union have been granted the IOC Olympic Solidarity Team Support Grant for the period of 2017 through to 2020. The Bermuda Rugby Football Union's president, Sean Field Lament, was ever grateful for the support.
On behalf of the Bermuda Rugby Union, I'd like to thank the Bermuda Olympic Association for their continued support. Without their support, I don't think we would be where we are. It's indeed a fantastic development for the sport. That our program, our local national team sevens program, has been recognized, and that it meets the stringent criteria for support. Our program is a 4-year program over which we'll receive funding to the tune of $60,000. This will strengthen our program, and we're hoping to get the results on the park.
Staying in rugby news, the Ariel Ree High School League continued at the National Sports Center last evening with round 3. This under-18 division doubleheader saw a total of 68 points put on the board. In the opener, the Warwick Academy Bermuda Institute combined team defeated Cedar Bridge Academy 22-17. The Warwick Academy Bermuda Institute combined team got 3 tries from Matisse Bascom, with Tommy Resthead heading the other. Matthew Daniel kicked a conversion. Cedar Bridge Academy got single tries from Andrew Woolery, Dakari Grant, and Devin Augustus, while Paulo Souza kicked 1 conversion. In the nightcap, Soltis defeated the Barclay Institute 17-12. Jaden Ming represented Freiburg Academy in an 8 high school track meet hosted at the University of Southern Maine. Ming won the men's open mile when he crossed the line in a time of 4:59.45, which was also a personal best. 14 goals were scored in a Bermuda ball hockey doubleheader last evening at the PCC hockey rink. In the opener, the Ottawa Senators defeated the Edmonton Oilers 3-1. The Ottawa Senators got single strikes off the stick of Andrew Kernal, Corey Cuyat, and Ed Sweeney, while the Edmonton Oilers' lone strike came from Josh Bush. The nightcap saw the Vancouver Canucks go down 6-4 to the Winnipeg Jets. The Bermuda Basketball Winter League season resumed inside the Summersfield Academy Gymnasium last evening, where 227 points were scored. In Game 1, it saw the Hamilton City Twisters defeat the Paget Flyboys 59-50. The Hamilton City Twisters got 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 steals from Kyle Van Hearn, while the Paget Flyboys were led by Dion Easton, who had 16 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 1 block shot. Game 2 saw the Hamilton Parish Rockets defeat the Smith Court Kings by a score of 60-58. In mixed majors bowling league action inside the Warwick Lanes, it saw the Warriors defeat the Troublemakers 15-5, while Spirit Change defeated the Movers and Shakers 14-6. The Minimax Forwarders defeated Fight Back 10.5 to 9.5, while Unpredictable defeated the Mix-Ups 14-6. The Untouchables went down 13-7 to the Activator.
Tonight's sports has been brought to you by the all-new Boundary at Fairmount, Southampton, the West End's only sports bar. Catch all the action and enjoy smoked to perfection barbecue, beer, and other pub favorites. It's game on at Boundary.
I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us.
Fresh Florida strawberries, only $5.99 for a 1-pound package. Fresh Purdue chicken thighs or drumsticks, only $1.99 per pound. DiGiorno pizzas, 12 inches, hot price, $8 each. Bluebonnet margarine sticks, 1-pound box, only $1.69. Ajax 2X laundry detergent, 50-ounce bottle, only $5.69. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Imagine your home working as hard as you, harnessing the power of the sun. While you work, we work. Think solar with BAE. Imagine more power, more often with BAE.
It's a scourge that's taken dozens of lives and ruined scores more. For almost a decade now, gangs have brought death and grief to Bermuda. The government says combating gang crime is one of its priorities, but what is it going to do to bring the violence to an end? In a special half-hour program on ZBM, we'll be talking to National Security Minister Wayne Keynes and Gang Violence Coordinator Pastor Leroy Bean about their plans to crack down on one of the biggest social problems facing the island. Don't miss it.
And that's our broadcast for this evening. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for watching. Good night.
Devilish in you.
This is the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.